Describe a useful skill you learned in a math class from your primary or high school. You should say what the skill was, how you learned it, who taught you, and explain why it was useful to you. It's fair to say that the ability to use a calculator is a useful math skill I learned from primary school. It's simple but effective. I remember when we learned how to do math in grade 1, like adding and deducting. The school organized some context for students to use different methods, like mental arithmetic, using the calculators or the abacus. Interestingly, not everyone chose the calculator. I found simple math extremely useful in real life, especially on Black Fridays, Christmas sales, and the Singles' Day in China. The vendors usually offer confusing discounts like coupons, credits, gift cards, freebies, and special deals for special groups of people. That's the time we need group math skills. Since I'm pretty good at it, my dorm mate and friends rely on me to come up with the optimal deal. They usually make a spreadsheet of what they want to buy and what discounts dealers offer. I usually spend a whole evening working with the calculator to weigh among the possible solutions. There are lots to consider: the size, the weight, the quality, and most importantly, the price. So every time when I successfully work out the best solution and share with my friends, I feel extremely proud of myself.
Okay, here is sample 4 on the part 2 topic of a math skill. Let's have a listen. Whoa, what happened there?
Describe a useful skill you learned in a math class from your primary or high school. You should say what the skill was, how you learned it, who taught you, and explain why it was useful to you. It's fair to say that the ability to use a calculator is a useful math skill I learned from primary school.
Well, I think primary school here is meant to be like a time period. So I learned in primary school, not from primary school.
It's simple but effective. I remember when we learned how to do math in grade 1, like adding and deducting.
Deducting is not wrong, but it should be subtraction. It should be addition, because in school they really do call it addition and subtraction. If you're going to be talking about what schools teach, don't use the word deducting. Use the word subtraction.
School organized some context for students to use different methods.
The school organized some context.
Organize some context for students.
Is it contest or context?
School organized some context for students to
I hear the word context. Okay, well, contexts are countable, so if it's some, it's got to be contexts.
use different methods, like mental arithmetic, using the calculators.
This doesn't make this doesn't make sense to me. If you're using a calculator, it's not mental arithmetic. Mental arithmetic means not using a calculator, or an abacus for that matter.
Using the calculators or the abacus.
Okay, we see a little pause here before she says abacus, because she's not really familiar with this word. Anyway, the word is abacus, not abacus. There's no t sound.
Interestingly, not everyone chose the calculator. I found simple math extremely useful.
Well, why doesn't she develop this idea? Interestingly, not everyone chose the calculator. Why is that interesting? If you're going to say it's interesting, say why.
I found simple math extremely useful in real life, especially on Black Fridays.
Why did I put an apostrophe there? I didn't know they had Black Fridays in China. Anyway.
Black Fridays, Christmas sales.
Wait a second. Put a comma there. There we go. Christmas sales.
Christmas sales and the Singles' Day in China.
Is Singles Day a name? I guess it is, right? Alright, okay, she's listing here, but we're not hearing that upward inflection that's needed. Like, especially on Black Fridays, up. Christmas sales, up. And the Singles Day in China, down. We don't hear that inflection. It's pretty flat.
Especially on Black Fridays, Christmas sales, and the Singles Day in China.
Nah, I take that back. There is some inflection there.
The vendors usually offer confusing discounts.
Yeah, see, no, these are promotions. These are not discounts. These examples that she's giving are not examples of discounts. A coupon is not a discount. A coupon is a coupon. A gift card is not a discount. A freebie is not a discount.
Like coupons, credits, gift cards, freebies, and special deals for.
And here, her voice is so flat when she lists. This time it really is flat. Now, freebie is a great word. If you get something for free, it's a freebie.
Special groups of people. That's the time we need group math skills. Since I'm pretty good at it, my dorm mate and friends rely on me to come up.
Now, let's put a comma there. Since I'm pretty good at it. I do like the dorm mate. You don't hear that a lot. So she shares a dorm and she has a dorm mate.
My dorm mate and friends rely on me to come up with the optimal deal.
Come up with the optimal deal. I'm not sure come up with is the right word here. You're not coming up with anything. You're not creating anything. You're choosing something. So they rely on me to find the optimal deal. Find would be a better word.
They usually make a spreadsheet of what they want to buy and what discounts dealers offer. I usually spend a whole evening working with the calculator to weigh among the possible solutions.
I don't know if this is correct. To weigh among the possible. Did she say weigh among?
Working with the calculator to weigh among the possible solutions.
That's not right. It should be to weigh up the deals. These are not solutions. Why solutions? She's saying these people put what do they put on there? Put what they want to buy into the spreadsheet. What you want to buy is not a solution. What you want to buy is what you want to buy, or a deal. So weigh up, if you consider, if you're comparing. Another way of saying that is weigh up the possible deals, but not solution.
You know, there are lots to consider. The size, the weight, the quality, and...
Oh, good grief. Let's put quality in there. Here, I do like the pronunciation of this list a little bit more than what we heard before. Okay, there we go.
You know, there are lots to consider. The size, the weight, the quality, and most importantly, the price.
And I do like that pause. Most importantly, pause, the price.
And most importantly, the price.
Good. Good for emphasis.
So every time when I successfully work out the best solution...
Again, you're not really working anything out. You are just weighing up options. So when I successfully find the best deal, it's not a solution really. Find the best deal.
And share with my friends.
Share needs a direct object. It doesn't only need an indirect object. And share it with my friends. Share it with my friends.
I feel extremely proud of myself.
Okay, this is a pretty good reply. Alright, let's look at some scores. Fluency and coherence. Did she speak at length? Maybe not. Because we did see this in the beginning where she read the prompt. And so the whole response comes in at about 1.5 minutes, which is not really being able to speak at length in part 2. You really do need to be able to speak for at least 1 minute and 40 seconds, even though they tell you of 1 to 2 minutes. So possibly not really at length, but there was so little hesitation and it was so cohesive that it really does meet all the other criteria. Let's have a look at those. Okay, this opening phrase, it's fair to say what a great phrase that is. I remember when she's telling us the history. Interestingly, I found it. She doesn't rely too much on very obvious discourse markers, simply because her message is so clear. But here we do have some referencing, like that's the time, since, you know, which she didn't overuse like some people do. It's only this one instance of that. So her coherence doesn't come from using words like actually or therefore or moreover. It's just that she speaks very logically. It's very easy to follow what she's saying. For vocabulary, she did use some less common vocabulary related to math, although she did occasionally use inappropriate words. I think I pointed that out. Like, she kept on using the word solution when I don't think that's really the word she wanted to say. I think the word was deal. But look at this here. We forgot the word consider. She uses wait correctly. Let's see. She wanted to say way up, I think, but she just said way. That's an example of an inappropriacy. We got the word spreadsheet. We have the word optimal. Although deal, again, I don't think is the right word. Doormate, I really liked. Freebie, coupons. Those are good words. Singles Day. Abacus, even though she mispronounced it. Mental arithmetic, that was a great phrase. Alright, so mistakes, but a lot of vocabulary directly related to the topic. That's pretty uncommon, I'd say. For the grammar, frequently she produced error-free sentences. That's definitely true. Some mistakes persist. Yeah, we saw that. And pronunciation also is 7. Let's look at... we can just look at any example. Let's start from here. Maybe just the beginning of the sentence.
That's the time we need good math skills.
That's the time we need good math skills. Good rhythm. She pauses there.
Since I'm pretty good at it, my dorm
Pause there also. Since I'm pretty good at it, pause.
mate and friends rely on me to come up with the optimal deal. They usually make a
They stress on usually,
spreadsheet of what they want to buy and
what they want to buy, upward inflection.
what discounts dealers offer.
So, very easy to follow. She uses chunking appropriately. There's intonation. Yeah, 7.